6. Good evening. With the summer months approaching, experts from the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research have issued a warning that temperatures around the North Island could be the hottest ever recorded. Unlike last year, where the hottest temperature recorded within summer was 45 degrees Celsius during January. It is currently hypothesized that the new record could exceed over 50 degrees Celsius in some parts of New Zealand, including the South Island. With this information, it is strongly recommended to hydrate yourself every day and to always put sunscreen on. As well as that, since it is dry during the summer, wildfires will be more common, which is why lighting fires on a public conservation land or lighting a fire in dry areas is prohibited. The only exception will be fireplaces inside Department of Conservation huts, which you can use any time. If you do light a fire within a public area, you must extinguish it once you are finished, whether it's by water or soil. If you fail to extinguish it, it is possible you could receive a heavy fine. Make sure to protect yourself, wear a hat, sunscreen, and drink consistently during these next few months.
This is a regional wildfire alert issued by TVNZ at the request of Civil Defence and Fire Emergency New Zealand on the 26th of November 2026 at 2:34 p.m. This alert is being broadcast to all residents living in the region of Auckland and most especially the area of West Auckland. May we please have your immediate attention? A large-scale wildfire has broken out within the Waitakere Ranges. It is believed that this fire began at 8 a.m. this morning, and local authorities are making their way to the scene right now. So far, this wildfire has burned at least 2,670 hectares of land and is still burning. Since this wildfire is moving at an unprecedented rate towards the east, it has been advised that an evacuation of all residents living within West Auckland is to be made. Areas that may require evacuation include the suburbs: Huia, Karikari, Piha, Karau, Langholm, Titirangi, Henderson, New Lynn, Glen Eden, Massey, Murawai, and Taupaki. If your area of residence has been listed, you must cease all activities you are doing and make your way to the nearest emergency evacuation point or the nearest Civil Defence Centre. From there, you will be given instructions on what to do provided by local officials and experts. If you happen to be within the area and you are unable to move to an evacuation point, it is very important to listen to the following instructions. If you can, use any chosen form of a mask or a cloth that you can place around your mouth and your nose. This is to prevent smoke inhalation from smoke produced by the wildfires, which can be fatal if you breathe in smoke. As well as that, make sure to stock up on as much water as possible, as you may need it with you. It is encouraged to evacuate by car and move as south or as east as possible. However, if using a car proves to be inaccessible, ensure to seek alternative means of transport, such as by using a bike or by walking. If someone you know is stuck or needs help and you cannot help them, do not hesitate to contact local emergency personnel. Also, make sure that when evacuating, only bring essential items. Items may include a generous supply of food, several bottles of water, a GPS, a battery-powered radio, a mask, a first aid kit, and if optional, a pair of goggles in order to protect your eyes from the smoke. Do not bring unnecessary items that you know aren't going to help you, nor are they required. All roads heading through the Waitakere Ranges have been closed as it is too unsafe to drive through them. While it hasn't been proven to be official yet, it is believed that for areas of Huia, Piha, Karikari, and Anafata that locals are advised to evacuate by boats or on water. Local instructions provided by radio will advise you on where to go. For residents who live within the rest of Auckland, this wildfire may still affect you, which is why it is advised to wear a mask and close all doors and windows to prevent smoke inhalation and to create an evacuation plan for you and your household if you need to make a sudden escape. Make sure to use damp blankets or cloth to cover gaps within your house. As well as that, a mobile alert will be issued out within the next hour, giving detailed instructions on how to keep you and your family safe during this event. This has been an emergency broadcast from Civil Defence. Take care, stay safe, and evacuate now if you are in West Auckland.
This is OneNews at 6. Breaking news: as a state of emergency has been declared for West Auckland and the Waitakere Ranges after a large wildfire has occurred within the area. So far, at least 3,000 hectares of land within the ranges have been burnt as emergency personnel attempt to combat the fire. An emergency alert was issued by Civil Defence at 2 p.m, which has advised residents living around the area to evacuate. As far as we know, the fire has been moving eastwards and areas such as Huia and Kerkea are at the threat of being consumed by the wildfire. At least 3 people have been killed from the wildfires so far, with 14 more receiving injuries. We are also getting word that the fire may have generated as a result of an unused campfire which was still left alight. Authorities are working to find whoever may have left the campfire alight. This has come in recent news of severe temperatures that have been affecting New Zealand. It is believed that these temperatures will continue to increase during the summer months and that wildfires such as the Waitakere Ranges fire will unfortunately become more common until temperatures cool down. Smoke produced from the fires have also begun affecting Auckland, as residents have been advised to wear a mask and many have received a mobile alert. Since this is a developing situation, we will keep you updated on this. In other news,
this is an emergency alert issued by Civil Defence at 10:14 a.m. on the 28th of December 2026. This weather alert has been issued to all residents who live within the region of the Lower Hutt. May we please have your urgent and immediate attention. Following a series of increased temperatures around the North Island of New Zealand, it has been shown by meteorological experts that within 24 hours from now, areas within the Lower Hutt region including the city of Wellington will begin to experience temperatures greater than 40 degrees Celsius. In order to protect yourself and your family, it is essential to listen to the following instructions and recommendations. Make sure to stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water and avoid alcohol and other beverages. Remain indoors in air-conditioned or well-ventilated space. If you have a fan or an air conditioner, make sure to use them to their extent. Close curtains and keep your living space as cool as possible. Check on vulnerable individuals such as elderly neighbors and young children, as they may not adapt as well to the heat than you, especially those who have pre-existing health conditions. Avoid or minimize outdoor activities as much as possible. You will tire yourself out by exercising, and adding more stress to your body may make it difficult to adapt to the heat. Protect yourself from the sun by wearing lightweight or loose-fitting clothing. Also, make sure to wear wide-brimmed hats if you can and use sunscreen. Remain informed by monitoring local news agencies and official sources for updates and further information. If possible, you may also contact your local civil defense advisor about what more you can do regarding this extreme weather event. Remember that extreme temperatures can be life-threatening. If you experience dizziness, nausea, confusion, or a rapid heartbeat, seek medical attention as soon as possible. If in the event that temperatures do increase beyond 50 degrees Celsius, a state of evacuation may be declared. However, that will only be applied to a worst-case scenario. For more information and updates regarding this event, visit our official website or tune into local news stations and radio stations. We are closely monitoring this event along with the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research and will provide further updates and information if absolutely necessary. Stay safe, protect yourself, and take care of your loved ones. Thank you for listening to this broadcast.
Not a test. This is a regional emergency broadcast that is being aired to all residents within the region of Northland, issued by Civil Defense and the Institute of Atmospheric Temperatures at 4:32 p.m. on the 30th December 2026. May we please have your immediate and utmost attention. We are facing an extended period of extremely high temperatures that peak at 45 degrees Celsius, which poses significant risks to public health and safety. It is of utmost importance that you take immediate action to protect yourselves and others. Remain hydrated through this difficult and precarious time. If you receive minimal water throughout the day, you may suffer from dehydration, which involves dizziness, headaches, a dry mouth, and tiredness. Stay indoors and seek cool environments as much as possible. If you don't have access to air conditioning at home, consider visiting public cooling centers established in the community. These centers offer a respite from the heat and can provide relief during the hottest parts of the day. Take extra care of those who are particularly vulnerable to extreme heat, such as the elderly, young children, and individuals with pre-existing health conditions. Ensure they have access to cool environments, sufficient hydration, and any necessary medications. Offer assistance to those who may need it. Minimize outdoor activities, especially during the peak heat hours between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. If you engage in outdoor work or exercise, take frequent breaks in shaded areas, and avoid pushing yourself beyond your limits. Pace yourself and listen to your body's signals. Stay updated with the latest weather forecasts, advisories, and instructions from local authorities. Tune into reliable sources of information such as radio, television, or official government channels for any new developments or emergency updates provided. Follow any further instructions or warnings issued by the authorities promptly. Be aware of the symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. These can include dizziness, nausea, rapid heartbeat, headache, confusion, and even loss of consciousness. If you or someone else experiences these symptoms, seek immediate medical assistance, and take measures to cool down the affected individual while waiting for help. Reach out to friends, neighbors, and vulnerable individuals in your community. Offer assistance, check on their well-being, and ensure they are aware of the precautions necessary to stay safe during this extreme heat wave. Let's come together as a community and support one another through this challenging time. We understand that this prolonged and severe heat wave presents significant challenges to our community. By taking proactive measures and following the recommended guidelines, we can collectively mitigate the risks associated with extreme heat. Remain vigilant, stay hydrated, and prioritize your safety and the safety of those around you. Take care and stay safe.
Hey Will, I need to show you something.
What is it?
You heard about that heatwave that's been affecting the North Island?
Yeah, everyone's heard about it.
I just found concerning new data that may show a rapid increase in temperatures around the country.
How high are we talking about?
Well, key regions that may be experiencing temperatures greater than 50 degrees Celsius include Otago, Canterbury, Auckland, Northland, the Bay of Plenty, and Lower Hutt.
These are predictions, right?
Yes, but they've been backed up by strong evidence. We may be seeing these areas experience a maximum of 55 or even 60 degrees Celsius by the 12th of January, and temperatures may begin to cool down after that.
I advise you to keep in mind that this is simply a prediction, but I'll make sure to inform the government and civil defense of it. Also, any word on the wildfires that have been happening lately?
Only 2 so far since the Waitaki wildfire. One in the Hunua Ranges which burnt 1,200 hectares, and one that is still continuing in the Akatarawa forest in Lower Hutt which has burnt 1,000 hectares so far.
Okay, keep me informed on that.
Okay.
We apologize for interrupting your scheduled programming. This is an emergency alert that has been issued by Civil Defense on the 5th of January 2027. This alert is being broadcast to all areas within the region of Otago, and it is vital that we have your immediate attention. Following a severe heat wave that has affected New Zealand over the past month, with temperatures rising higher than 45 degrees Celsius. It is reported that several lakes and rivers within the region have begun to dry up as a result of these extreme temperatures. This in turn may cause a potential drought within the area, which will have catastrophic and long-term consequences if not contained. Many key rivers and lakes, including Lake Wakatipu, Lake Hauea, Lake Wanaka, Lake Dunstan, Clutha River, Lake Onslow, Loganburn Reservoir, Greenland Reservoir, Mannaburn Reservoir, and Poolburn Reservoir have begun to dry up or experience significant decreases in water levels. This extreme heat is causing accelerated evaporation rates, surpassing the natural inflow of water into the lakes and rivers. As a result of the sustained high temperatures, the water levels have reached critical lows, leading to the exposure of previously submerged areas. We have observed significant recession in certain bodies of water, and there is a heightened risk of further drying. The drying up of the lakes and rivers have profound implications for the local ecosystem and recreational activities. These lakes supports diverse wildlife and vegetation, and the current situation poses risks to their habitats. Additionally, recreational activities such as boating, fishing, and other water-based pursuits will be severely impacted. To ensure the safety and well-being of all individuals in the region, we strongly advise you to follow these precautions. Regularly monitor official announcements, local news sources, and emergency communication channels for the latest updates and instructions. We will provide accurate information regarding the evolving situation. Given the critical water shortage, it is vital to conserve water wherever possible. Please minimize water usage, adhere to any water restrictions implemented by the authorities, and report any water-related emergencies promptly. Be aware of the potential hazards associated with exposed lake beds. Dry or low water areas may have unstable surfaces, deep cracks, or other hidden dangers. Exercise caution and keep a safe distance from these areas to prevent accidents. As custodians of the environment, we urge everyone to refrain from any activities that could further harm the delicate ecosystem. Avoid removing wildlife or disturbing exposed lake beds, as this can have lasting impacts on the local flora and fauna. We are committed to providing regular updates as the situation unfolds. Stay tuned to local media outlets, emergency channels, and official social media accounts for accurate information. Follow the guidelines and instructions issued by emergency management centers. Please ensure that you share this critical information with your family, friends, neighbors, and any visitors in the area to ensure their safety and understanding during this challenging and unprecedented event. We understand the concerns and potential disruptions caused by this situation, and we assure you that all relevant authorities, emergency services, and scientific experts from the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research are working diligently to assess and address the evolving conditions. Thank you for your cooperation, understanding, and adherence to the precautions outlined. By working together, we can navigate through this challenging period and safeguard our community and natural environment.
Good morning. We apologize for interrupting your scheduled programming. This is an emergency alert issued by Civil Defense at 11:25 a.m. on the 6th of January 2027. We require your attention as this is a life-threatening situation and you may face severe and fatal consequences if you do not listen to the following instructions. Temperatures within the lower Hutt area have reached to an abnormally severe high of 55 degrees Celsius. This temperature has never been recorded in New Zealand history before, and it is at the interest of the New Zealand government that a regional state of emergency is to be declared for the region, in order to ensure the safety of yourself and those around you. It is vital that you listen to new information regarding this heatwave that has been instructed by your local Civil Defence Council or officials. A regional evacuation will be made for the lower Hutt area as it has been concluded that it is too dangerous to remain within the area. Residents are encouraged to use vehicles of their own and move to areas of the north. It is advised to move to the regions of Waikato, Auckland, and Taranaki as those areas haven't been as severely affected by the heatwave. When evacuating, be advised to pack plenty of water to provide to yourself and other people. Make sure to also pack a battery-powered radio, a GPS, food, a sun hat, sunglasses, and plenty of sunscreen. Make sure to also wear lightweight clothing as temperatures will be dangerously hot when evacuating. Make sure to stay in the shade at all times and to minimize time spent outdoors as much as possible when evacuating. All public transport within the lower Hutt area will also be free of charge for people to evacuate on. This includes services such as buses, trains, and aircraft. Make sure to consistently check on young and elderly people that you may know and make sure that they are aware of the instructions given out during this broadcast. Wear as much footwear as possible since the ground will be extremely hot, and if you plan on evacuating by foot, it may prove to be extremely difficult to walk without proper footwear. Do not waste time packing non-essential items as you will come back once temperatures have cooled down. There is a good certainty that you will return to your areas of residence later in the month once it has become safe again. While it is also advised to bring pets of your own, make sure that they do not cause a disturbance to you or other people. Also make sure to not leave them behind without a necessary reason, as they will most certainly die from the heat. As well as that, make sure to avoid the Akatarawa forest when evacuating, as there is a continuous wildfire burning there and you may suffer from severe smoke inhalation when driving or going through or near the forest. This wildfire has already burnt almost as much as the Waitakere Ranges wildfire, which occurred in late November last year. If you have any more questions regarding this alert, contact your local council or visit our official website in order to find more information regarding this extreme heatwave. Inform your family members on what to do and where to go. This has been a regional broadcast from Civil Defence. Make sure to evacuate and take care. Thank you for listening. All cable televisions and radio stations within the region of Canterbury have been shut down until further notice. This is not a test. This is an emergency broadcast issued by Civil Defence and the Council of Canterbury that is being aired to all major urban areas within the region of Canterbury at 1:49 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time. Extreme heat conditions have been recorded with temperatures exceeding 60 degrees Celsius. This poses a significant risk to public health and safety. Please listen carefully and follow the instructions provided. Move to air-conditioned buildings or designated cooling centers immediately. If you are unable to reach a cooling center, find the coolest place available, preferably on the lower levels of your residence. If you do not have access to air conditioning, close all windows and shades to minimize heat exposure. Use fans and take cool showers or baths to lower body temperature. If someone shows signs of heat stroke, such as high body temperature above 103 degrees Fahrenheit or 39.4 degrees Celsius, rapid pulse, confusion, unconsciousness, call emergency services immediately. While waiting for help, move the person to a cooler place and try to lower their body temperature with cool cloths or a cool bath. Tune into local radio or television stations for updates on the heatwave and emergency instructions. Listen for any additional warnings, advisories, or evacuation orders. Follow official social media accounts and local authorities' websites for the latest information. A state of evacuation has been declared for specific areas such as Christchurch, Hanmer Springs, Kaikoura, Castle Hill, Tekapo, Twizel, and Ashburton. If you are in one of the designated evacuation zones, you must evacuate immediately. Follow the evacuation routes indicated by authorities. Gather essential items such as medications, important documents, and emergency supplies. Ensure you have enough food, water, and clothing for each member of your household. It is imperative that you must follow the instructions of emergency personnel and cooperate with evacuation procedures. Evacuation centers and emergency shelters have been established for displaced residents. Listen to local media and official channels for information on shelter locations and availability. Register at the evacuation center upon arrival and follow any guidelines provided by shelter staff. If you require transportation assistance or have special needs, contact the local emergency hotline for further support. There is also word that multiple fires have begun to break out within multiple areas. If you do happen to experience a fire within your suburb or district, contact local authorities immediately and do not try and extinguish the fire yourself as temperatures are high and it will spread. Also make sure to use as little heating systems as possible such as fireplaces, heaters, or campfires as there is a very high chance of a fire being produced. Remember, this extreme heat event poses significant risks. Take immediate action to protect yourself and others. Stay connected with family, friends, and neighbors to ensure their safety. Check on each other regularly, especially those who may be more vulnerable to heat-related conditions. Thank you for listening to this emergency broadcast and take care.